Hello, sweetheart. How are you? My name for you would be sweetheart because when I say sweetheart, it feels like subconsciously in my mind, it feels like you're sitting right here with me and we're having this conversation one to one. When I say guys, in my brain, it processes it as me talking to people in general. And while I will talk to you in general, I want to make things personal when I tell you stuff like this, which is very personal to me. What happened is that yesterday I got shit drunk and I puked a lot. So you can just imagine when I say I got drunk, how much I got drunk. Yes. And I was able to actively control my thoughts yesterday when I was drunk, out of my mind. I was able to control it still. Do you imagine just how impressive that is? Just how impressive human mind is. I was able to control what I was thinking. I was able to control what I was speaking. I was not able to control my hand movement because alcohol affects this part of your brain that slows down your bodily functions. But I was able to control my thoughts. I was able to control my language, my tongue. I was able to control it. I was able to control my expressions. And I can say it with such conviction because I recorded myself. I have proof of it. I was able to keep things inside myself. I was not taking the bait that the people around me were giving me while we were drinking. And it just made me realize that, okay, I need to come over here and tell my people that it is just very impressive what you can do with your own mind. I was actively contorting my thoughts into something that they were not. That's impressive. And it made me realize that I am powerful. I am who I should be afraid of. As are you. You don't need to be afraid of anyone in order to do something. You don't need to be afraid of anyone in order to give yourself some motivation. Because me personally, I realized that if I can control my brain in such a shitty stage and state of mind, then it just makes it completely awesome about how and what all I will be able to achieve if I'm just able to control it when I'm fully present. You can control what you feel about yourself. You can control what you want to feel about yourself. And you can control what you are feeling about yourself. And that is very important because the brain is dumb. Please understand this. The brain is dumb. And I will prove to you by giving you an example of my class 6, my 6th grade. We had social science as a subject and I used to hate it. I used to hate it because how is it my business? Social science is a general subject and I don't want to learn it. I had trouble learning it. History, what do I need of history? Why do I need it? These were the thoughts that I used to have. And when you think about something like this, why do I need it? It is not even needed. Just teach us what is important and then let us move on. If you think like this towards something, it is very difficult for you to make space in your brain for that particular thing. And the same happened with me. It happened with me for class 6th and it happened with me till the middle of class 7th. But I started telling myself whenever I was reading the subject that I love it. And every time I opened the book, I convinced myself that I love this, which is why I'm opening it. And it was not true. But I kept telling myself this. I was living this reality of loving this subject when I hated it in the first place. And guess what happened? After 6 months, 7 months, in the middle of class 8th, I started actually performing very good in that subject. I started performing impressively good in that subject. My teacher used to think that I love that subject because I made it open to everybody. My mother knew that social science was my favorite subject. My teacher knew that it was my favorite subject. But it was not my favorite subject. It was not. Everybody thought that it was. And I also thought at that time that it was, but it was not. This is to say that the brain is dumb. It will believe what you tell it to believe. If you are sitting down and you are studying and your body actively feels like getting up and going and drinking a Coca-Cola or just watching a series or just scrolling Instagram because you've been sitting down and studying for a long while, tell your brain that you can do it because you like it. Tell your brain that there is no other option but to do it. There is literally no other way. And over time, you'll be able to teach yourself how to sit down in one place and study, how to sit down in one place and complete the task that you are doing. That is what happened with me. I did not like to sit and complete a task. I was a person who wanted instant dopamine a few years back. And that is how I've trained my brain to just sit down and do the work because there is literally no other option. And to do the work because I love it. Again, there's many different forms of delayed gratification that comes into picture. But that is all to say that you can manipulate your thoughts. You don't need a third party to do it for you. You don't need politics to manipulate your thoughts for you. You can do it yourself. And you can do it for the good or the bad. Which is why when people say that what you think is right, if you think that you can do it, it is right. And if you think you cannot do it, it is right too. That is because it is true, sweetheart. What you think is true about yourself, your brain will conform in such ways that what you think comes to life. Your thoughts are you. Your thoughts make you as a person. And so it is very important that you control what you think. Control what you think and control it all the damn time. I think that this is what fighting for control is all about ultimately. You have to be able to control your brain in order to control people or things around you. Because if you're not able to do this, then you will not be able to do all of these things that you are thinking or planning on achieving, which I'm pretty sure that you will. And I can say it with such conviction because it happened with me. Again, I'm sharing my lived experiences with you right now. And yesterday what happened when I got shit drunk, I realized it once again. I was doing it in real time. And there was nobody who could stop me because it is my brain. There was nobody who could say anything to me to stop me because it is your brain. Which is why it is said, feed your brain, feed your mind, feed it, read, create, understand, learn, because this is something that people cannot take away from you. Your books can be divided, your materialistic things in your life can be shared, but what you know, you know. What you know is yours. Do you understand what I'm saying? Which is why it is very important to educate yourself. Read, study, learn, manipulate yourself. Manipulate yourself in a good way. I cannot believe that I'm asking you to do it, but it is important because I did it for the longest time. I did it for the longest time in such a proficient and efficient way that I fooled myself. I genuinely, legitimately fooled myself into believing that I love social science or that I love to sit down and study or that I love to play badminton. I fooled myself into believing it and now I'm good at it. And now I can actually control it and control my brain and control my body as a result of it. It is very important that you learn how to control your mind, sweetheart. Extremely important. Which is why I'm over here telling you this. Once again, how are you? I'm always very curious. I love you. Stay blessed. And good day or good night.